Venezuela's opposition trounced Maduro. Election receipts show. Venezuela opposition candidate trounced President Nicolás Maduro in last week's election, according to election tallies that show that opposition's Edmundo González received more than double the votes of Maduro. Washington Post Review published Sunday analyzed more than 23,000 precinct-level tally sheets collected by the opposition. It found Maduro received about 30% of the vote, 3,131,000, compared to 67% for Gonzalez, 6,901,000. Further fuels doubts over Maduro's declared victory in the race. The tally sheets analyzed by the Post represent 79% of the voting tables from the July 28th election. The outlet noted that even if Maduro won every vote on the remaining 21% of tables, he would still fall behind Gonzalez by more than 1.5 million votes, man. And this is crazy because I know that Gonzalez and I can't remember her. I know her name's Maria though. Those two right there, I know that they're in exile right now because they're afraid that basically they're going to be arrested because Maduro's been calling basically for the arrest of all fascists, and whatever else. He's calling names. This is what he's already kind of set up. He knew that he was going to lose. This is why I know. I mean, I know some people who are from Venezuela at the same time. So they hate him. But just think about it from our standpoint. If we lost 7 million people out of our country, so if we did the math, there's only 30 million of them. They lost 7 million. So if we did the math, there's probably like 50 million of us leaving or something like that, or even 100 million of us leaving out of our country to flee our country because the economy was so bad. Then your currency tanks and inflation rises by like 80% or some shit like that, something crazy. You're losing all your jobs are out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, inflation is crazy, rampant around the country. You know what I mean? Would you vote your president back in? I don't know anybody that would.
No.
I know we're like, hell no. We
they
voted.
Showed pictures of the one dude, and he had the store, and the store was full of food, stuff, and drinks. Yeah. And he was like, you know, he looked like he had dad bod. They show him now. That boy got two bottles. He got 2 bottles on the shelf, like
sucked up, looked like he was on some of that Ricky Bobby, huh? Like he was on some of that Ricky Bobby. It's crazy, man. Hey, but this is what we're talking about, bro. This is like a very important thing. I don't know what they can really do about it. This is the second time he's done this. You know what I mean? He didn't even have an election for a long time before this. He wouldn't even let him have an election. Yeah. Now they finally had one.
He's like, yeah, we can have one. He's like, no, I won. I still won.
Then he said he won 51% of the vote. Like, that's the coldest part right there. He did the coldest thing. Like, look, I was a close race. It was close. You guys almost got me. He ain't even released none of the
You know what's funny? Yeah, someone must have been in his ear telling him, yeah, you gonna win, you gonna win. He'd be like, how many votes do I have? And he asked me, he's like, wait, what? No.
Hey, they set this up from the jump. They was like this, look, we're going to make it look close this time. We're going to give us 51%. We're going to give him 3%. You can have whatever's left over. You've been tripping the whole time. You know what I'm saying? You remember on Money Talks?
They were like, oh, you're gonna. He's probably in the beginning like, oh, you gonna have an election? He's like, yeah, sure.
But I'm not trying to laugh at the Venezuelan people at all. Honestly, I'm not, because it's not funny, man. Because if
that's
that was
a real stolen election. See, America thought they had a stolen election, and they found out that like just more Republicans voted twice.
You know what I mean?
So Trump really, really lost. You know what I'm saying? But here they took the tallies and put them together, and they're like, yo. This is what America thought. This is what the Republican news makes Republicans think happens.
That happens in America, man.
They're like, Donald Trump won overwhelming.
Like, in every county he picked up this.
Every county. The whole map was red.
You should hear I got a good friend of mine. I'm saying it's crazy, man.
This is what really MAGA wishes would happen.
Man, he really believes that they won the election. I'm like, man, are you serious, man? There's no way they could. He said we went to sleep. He said we were winning in places, then we went to sleep, and then we were losing. I said that's because what happened was they had the early voting. They counted that last. Yeah. They counted all the stuff that happened at the polls. What did Trump tell people? Don't vote early. He was telling all his people, don't vote early and go to the polls. What's the hardest thing to do? Show up the day of. You know what I mean? If you tell me I got months ahead of time or whatever it is, a few weeks ahead of time to go just put this in the mail or drop this off at a polling station or in a drop box to do something, I can do that. But if you're like, hey, this day, this time, be here, and I go there and there's a long ass line, I'm out of here.
Think about it too. And they had lawyers on this year. Like they had lawyers in front of judges, Republican judges, people on the news. Release the Kraken, Rudy Giuliani. Oh, we're finding great stuff out. And what happened? They're all being prosecuted because they lied. They even gave a dude in Arizona the voting machine, and he was like, "There's nothing wrong with this." and then had to throw it away. Fox News had to settle out of court because they were pumping the lie that the election was stolen.
Yep.
Like it was not stolen.
Yep.
This election was stolen.
Yeah, this
like,
election was
they
truly,
stole it. He got 70% of the vote, and it was like, nah.
He was like 51%. Like, that's the coldest thing in the world to do to somebody, because he made them feel like it was close.
Almost.
It was close. You guys almost got me. Don't nobody like this dude. There's nobody. I'm trying to tell you, bro. I've talked to these people. I've seen them. They don't like this dude. Nobody in this country. The only people who like him are like the people who probably run the drugs in the country. You know what I mean? The political leaders who he's letting steal the money. That's it. The regular people, they hate him. They're like, man, we don't want to.
He probably took 3 votes. He's like, I vote for myself. He's like, he takes a dart, throws it at the dude's picture on the wall. I vote for you. And Cats, who do you vote for? And the Cat's like, meow. He's like, 1 more for me. 51.
I mean, you gotta look at, like, he came into power, and he wasn't even voted in. He came in after Hugo Chavez died. He was like his second in command, dude. He came in after that. So he hasn't necessarily won anything ever.
We spent so much time on this, but I think you should tell the American people what would happen if this dude, like, they actually kick him out. Like, I think I know one. Gas prices back to $2 a gallon.
You know what I mean? And then this is what we need to understand. Like, if we were able to get rid of him, what I don't like is America. I know how we are. It just sucks because I know how our government is. But honestly, man, Venezuela is Saudi Arabia. I won't say times 2, but they're bigger than Saudi Arabia when it comes to oil and natural gas. They have all kind of other gold, everything. Back in like the 80s, 70s, 80s, Venezuela was the wealthiest country in South America. You know what I mean? They were modernized. Everything was going good. They fucked themselves by turning into socialists, turned their country into a socialist country, fucked themselves over, nationalized all their oil, kicked everybody out. But if they did that, man, they're right down the street from us. You know how much oil we can get from them? We wouldn't even need to buy oil from other countries anymore. We could just be us and them, and we could just buy our oil, natural gas, and just trade together. Because really, that's all.
$2 a gallon of gas again,
man. And they'd be more than happy. We could put huge investments into. But what we want to do is send our companies in to fuck them over, like we do with everybody else, like we did in Iraq when we went and took over there. Tell them that we want to set up deals that are just one-sided that we normally would do. And that's what I don't want to see happen. We should be trying to help build them back up so people want to move back there.
Yeah, I want to go to Venezuela right next to Colombia.